Would be my personal goal for my customers to tell me that they don't notice us as a large bank.
What are some of the drawbacks or benefits of banking locally with a local? Welcome everybody to episode 11 of Take It to the Bank. The double ones. We got double ones here. Take It to the Bank with Tim Bridgers, Ryan Thogmartin. I'm excited about this topic because this topic is going to answer the questions that a lot of people have about choosing a bank.
Yes.
And so we're going to be discussing the difference in, the small bank that's on the corner in your community versus a big bank that has a presence in your community, or Live Oak that doesn't have branches.
Yes.
What are the pros, the cons, the differences? What are we going to be getting from each style of bank? All the things. But one of the things I'm sure you'll touch on is going to be relationship, because relationship is like a pillar, cornerstone of Live Oak Bank. But let's start with this. What are some of the drawbacks or benefits of banking locally with a local small bank?
Yeah. It's funny that we keep going back to relationship. I would say that a lot of your local bank business partnerships are based on a personal relationship. And I can't tell you how many professionals I've had tell me, gosh, Tim, I'm really good friends with, a board member at the bank or a lender at the bank, and I really feel bad about not using their services for this. And some have chosen to do that for that reason. And there's a high level of trust there. And so there's that piece that you can't get around. What I have found, though, is I've seen and I've had more individuals call me, and they admit their struggle with the decision to move away from their small local bank because of their friendships and their trust and loyalty. It was painful for them, but they realized that their business was at a point of needing more than just capital.
Sure.
And some of them were sizing out of where their local bank was willing to go in terms of exposure, right? So that's the thing. Smaller the bank, you could see different appetites for loan exposure. We talked about that earlier.
Yeah.
So as you grow, you could see that. So I've had individuals talk about how they like the fact that Live Oak is actually, a national bank, understands their space, but they didn't like the idea of their local bank around the corner knowing all of their financial business simply because of the proximity to people in the community.
Yeah, for sure. That makes sense.
Now, we all as banks should be holding our customers' information super confidential,
Right.
And that's what we do. But I think they felt like we were far enough removed from the quote-unquote local scene that we actually could have a private relationship to help their business really grow and expand like they need to. And so I think that's some things that we have, some feedback that we've received in time.
I love that. And so that's small bank. I want to talk about big bank, and then I want to talk about Live Oak kind of bridging the gap that exists there. So what are some of the benefits, drawbacks of a big national franchise bank?
Well, I think that, some of the drawbacks are sometimes you can get focused on so many initiatives and opportunities that sometimes the customer can suffer in that. You get so big, right? And sometimes you deviate away from being really, really focused in a particular industry or a subset of customers. What I love about Live Oak is I think Live Oak has done a really good job of bridging that gap between the local feel and a larger bank. I mean, I would say that it would be my personal goal for my customers to tell me that they don't notice us as a large bank, that we feel like the bank down the street to them. And I think we've got to strike that balance. And I think we've done a really good job at that. I think without industry expertise and focus, you cannot bridged the gap on that.
100%.
I think it's really tough.
You're correct. You're correct. And honestly, I didn't realize Live Oak was in so many different verticals outside of death care, simply because of the relationship that I had with you and your team for the last decade.
Right.
I'm like, man, this is all they do. This is what they know. So it's so cool. Like, you have this is a very small bank feel with national firepower, I guess is a
that's
good
right.
way.
That's right. Over $10 billion of assets. And it is. I mean, we're a bank that's growing and expanding and can be your bank. We're just different. And I think on the comment of branches, right? We don't have branches. And a lot of people associate a bank with branches. And there's people that if you don't have branches, are you a bank? That's the mentality.
Sure.
And I think technology today is allowing people to do banking without a branch. And, remote deposit capture for businesses, all these things is making that just so much easier. And I think you're going to continue to see us thrive because of that, our technology and our customer service.
Well, technology, customer service, and then the relationship. You have the ability to have that relationship that gives it the small friends, but you're far enough removed out of my local community where I can still exist. So,
Exactly.
very cool. Awesome. Well, hey, that's some good information. You can take that straight to
The bank.
bank.
Yeah.